Hello.
Hey, what's going on, dude?
Hi.
We have Doug. Old Doug Glimmerveen from Smackdown Outdoors Podcast here.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we're not live. I'm not cool enough to do that.
Well, still, I'm saying hello to all the people that are listening to this. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fantastically, if that is even a word. I'm actually going to turn you up just a tad because I was, as I was waiting for you, I was listening to, watching some TikTok.
Oh, nice.
And I had to turn it down because I had it cranked up. But, yeah, man, what's new with you, dude?
Oh, since when?
Well, shit, I don't know. Have we really, I mean, we've had many conversations, but have we ever, when was the last time we did a podcast or, I don't know, just generally checked in on each other?
Yeah, we talk every once in a while. It's been a while since I think we've done a show, probably 6 months or so, something like that.
Could have been the virtual show.
Yeah. I just had Dale on, did an episode with him last night.
Cool. Thanks for the invite. That's awesome.
Yeah. I didn't figure you wanted to talk about weights and fish, but
you had to bring it up, didn't you?
Yeah. So,
damn it.
But anyway, so that episode dropped today, audio only. I'm not doing a lot of lives. I'm cutting that back a little bit. So,
yeah, why don't you can you fill us in on a little bit of what's in store for? I mean, it's only October, but the end of the year is fast approaching, and what do you have in store? I know the Lone Angler, the Smackdown Outdoors Podcast birthday is soon.
Yes. Yeah, that's November 5th. So the beginning of November, which it's kind of funny now that I do the virtual show at the end of October. I actually take that following week off from any podcasting just to catch up on the virtual show. And I figure enough people saw me, the weekend prior,
right,
that they don't need to see me again. So, but yeah, as far as the show is concerned, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do less lives. I'm still going to do podcast episodes. So if you listen to audio version, it's not going to change much as far as, getting an episode every week.
Mm-hmm.
It possibly could change to where I start actually putting out more, like twice a week, every once in a while. No guarantees, but the lives, it just doesn't hit like it used to.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, reach and all that stuff, partly due to, the Facebook algorithm, partly due to, maybe a little bit of, after COVID, everybody went back to work and they're not, paying attention to as many live streams and whatnot as it used to. And I always did the live streams just as, hey, exposure, get out in front of as many people as possible. So then slowly but surely the audio form would grow. But once the live kind of got stale as far as numbers, it's like we'll cut it back, which will allow me to be more flexible with guests, because I do run into that quite a bit where it's like not everybody can be, they can go live on Tuesday at 6:00. They might be available Wednesday or Thursday or a weekend or whenever. So this is going to allow me to be a little more flexible that way. And then also, create other content like actual YouTube videos, and take some time and actually, edit them and whatnot. Because it's not just the 2 hours of, or so that I'm on live. It's, prep work, making sure the live is all good to go and just all sorts of stuff. So it just frees up my time a little more that way. And then I've got some other things that I'm working on. Started working with, a company, producing content for their channels and pages and stuff. And me and the wife, or the wife and I.
There you go.
Grandma would have corrected me on that one. We had a podcast. I don't know. We probably quit doing it about a year ago. That was just a Disney podcast because we go to Disney World a lot. Well, I decided to break it off from just Disney. Anything we do, anywhere we go.
Yep.
We're going to this jack-o'-lantern thing at the Minnesota Zoo in in about a week, like next weekend, not this coming one, but next weekend, depending, I suppose, on when you all hear this. But so we're going to this thing. They've got 10,000 pumpkins out there. It's really cool. We did it last year, so we're gonna bring at least a GoPro with and kind of film it there, and
kind of like a mini travel channel type deal.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's gonna kind of be one of those travel blogish channels that you see on YouTube.
Awesome.
But for me, it's actually documenting some of these things a little further than just going there, taking pictures.
Yeah.
And then, it is what it is. But yeah, actually, because my wife she's getting more comfortable with a camera in her face. So, before, when I first started all this podcasting, she was, I don't want to be on a show. I don't want to be, even get her just to do a audio only. It was like nothing. And then we sat down, recorded an episode, half-hour long, and she's like, let's do another one. All right, cool. So we did another one. And then after we were done with that one, she's like, let's do another one. So we actually, when we did that show, it was like in batches of at least 2, if not 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we're gonna go beyond just our Disney trips. If we go up to Duluth, or we go to, I don't know, go pick pumpkins or whatever, just whatever we do, stuff like that, put it out there and just kind of see what happens there. So I want to get that going. And then also this winter, I'm really going to focus on starting an entirely different podcast, kind of like the Rogan thing, talk about whatever, talk to whoever. Yeah. Just find somebody who I think is interesting and hear their story. It's so, by me not doing the lives, that opens up some time and flexibility as far as like my studio and whatnot. I want to move some stuff around a little bit, and it'll pretty much look the same, but I'll still do the happy hours. I'm going to start that back up this winter, because that's always pretty good.
That's kind of fun.
People in there. Yeah, where I just talk to you. There's no guest really. I think the only one I had on was the only guest I had on that was Tony Dahlberg, just to check this new soundboard I had. But other than that, it's just me and whoever shows up, and we talk about literally whatever. Does not matter. Just a hangout. It's a happy hour. Sit back, grab a beverage of choice, and BS. So yeah, I got some things that I got to find time for now.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, let's break that down a little bit, because you and I have had a conversation about my podcast and how I've tapered somewhat, or I seem disinterested in it. And, that really resonated with me. And I thought about that for a while. And it's not that I'm disinterested in podcasting or so much the outdoors. It was, I'd set up, I want to get out 2 to 3 episodes a week. I had to do that. Well, where I'm at and my interest actually was kind of like, it was hard for me to do that, because if I didn't feel like it was worth talking about, or I did something that wasn't worth talking about, I had to try to find something else. And I put this undue pressure on myself to make sure I hit that 2 a week deal. And
I did the same thing at one point, where I was like, I'm coming out with 2 episodes. Plus I had a Rewind Wednesday, or whatever it was, I called it, where I started, playing the old episodes from the start. And just taking that episode alone, the old episode, you think it would be easy, just plug it in. Well, yes and no, because you still got to do a little editing, because there might not be sponsors. You want to, have a little new intro so people know that it's an old episode, this, that, and the other. So it was actually a lot of work just to put out an old episode.
Yeah.
And doing that 3 times a week. And then it's like, well, I got to have 2 guests, or I got to figure something to talk about. And it's a lot. It's a ton of work. And when you're in my whole thing, the reason I'm changing it up a little bit is because I've gotten away from just having a damn good conversation with one person. And not that I don't like having people watching at the time and commenting and asking questions. it takes away from the conversation. It's bad enough that we're doing, I'm doing 99% of these through a computer, through a camera, where I'm not in the same room. But now I've got to pay attention to them and the chat and make sure that the connection is still good and all this stuff. Like me and you, if we break up right now, as far as the connection is concerned, well, we just call each other back, start over, and you can just splice it out like it didn't really happen.
I've gotten to the point where I don't even really do that unless it's complete and utter mayhem and dysfunction. I'm just like,
a long break or something.
Yeah. If it's just a hang up, I'll be like, oh shit, I lost Doug. Hang on, everybody. Click, ring. Okay, we're back. Because I like to edit, but I don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one part of it. And then the other part too is that I started feeling very pigeonholed, and not bored of talking about the outdoors, but I needed to add something else to keep me going and enjoying it and not feeling like a job, right? So by, adding either the one with my wife or the one with whoever, it breaks up talking about the outdoors every single episode.
Yeah, I hear you.
So then with the mixture, it's a variety, even though it's different shows and they might not listen, same person might not listen to both. For me, I talked to, Patrick about fishing bluegills off a float tube today. Tomorrow I'm talking to a guy that owns a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
And then I talked to my wife about our trip to, Duluth. And then I talked to somebody about hunting geese, So it's just the variety and not the monotonous outdoors thing.
Yeah, I mean, both of us, we love the outdoors. Don't get us wrong. Love it. It's a huge part of our life. But, I also love pizza. And if I ate it every day, eventually I would tire of it. I would need a break.
Yep.
And I think that's where I'm at as far as the outdoors goes. Hence my deep dive, or, well, I shouldn't say deep, but I've dove into the fly fishing thing. It's still fishing, but it's completely foreign to me. And I've thought, well, geez, I could start incorporating this into the lone angler and stuff. But dude, I'm such a noob. I don't even want to, I don't care to say anything more than I'm just learning, Yeah,
but at the same time, you can take people through your process.
And I've thought about that, and I've been,
because there's a lot of other people. I mean, like myself, I don't fly fish. So what does it actually take? How maybe I can join your journey and start, fly fishing because of your journey.
You know what? I've thought about that too. And as an audio experience, it might be kind of difficult. And that's where I have thought about firing up the cameras again, even at the fly tying bench. I watch a lot of that stuff. It's intimidating. I forget that these guys have been doing this shit for 20 years or more. But, you don't run across, hey, I'm about to tie up my first fly, and, you're going to watch this video and it's just brutal. But there's a lot to be had in that. You know what I mean?
Right. It's a learning experience. As long as you go about it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Inform people, hey, this is my step one. This is my step two. Or, this is what I've done in the last however often since we last talked. This is what I'm into, I'm doing now. And this is the gear so I think it'd be a great idea, and they don't have to be long. Just make them 10 minutes. So if you ever reach 1,000 people and get monetized, you still get paid off of it for YouTube.
Yeah, whatever. And all that. And I've thought of all that kind of stuff. And then I've also thought, dude, why does everything have to be put on the fucking internet? If I'm going to, why can't this fly fishing thing be just my own personal thing? And that's where I'm kind of, I teeter back and forth,
Yeah, that's your complete and utter decision.
Right.
I mean, if you want it, there's 3 ways to look at this. One is, I don't need to put it out there. I'm not going to do it. 2 is I put it out there just to put it out there, just in case anybody else is curious and they want to follow my journey, and maybe I'll join Patrick in his journey. And the third thing is you're putting it out there to grow a channel, to maybe not make a business, but, maybe someday get monetized and make a couple bucks off. I mean, that's really how I see putting content on YouTube is you're either truly in it just to put it up and, create a little community. You don't care about money, or you care about money and you're going to.
And there's nothing wrong with caring about money.
No, Mr. Beast, thank you very much. Mr. Beast just turned down $1 billion. $1 billion.
What?
Yes.
What? Okay. Tell the story. I don't know.
This is as much as I know. There was a company that offered Mr. Beast $1 billion to buy his company. Everything Mr. Beast owns. He turned it down.
Wow.
He knows it's worth more than that.
Yeah, because you can't really put a value on something that you're connected to.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he's
got a deep personal connection to it.
He could. Somebody offers me $1 million for Smackdown Outdoors, they can have it, and I'll give them everything I own with it. They could have my house for that.
Somebody offers me $2,000. The lone angler is yours.
Right? Yeah, pretty close. But he knows that brand, that Mr. Beast, is worth way more than that down the long haul.
Oh, in his mind, it's probably, it's unattainable.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got his channel, okay, just his YouTube channel. That's worth Lord knows how many millions and tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. Because one thing is that it's not just one channel. It's not just the Mr. Beast channel. He puts that shit out in multiple languages.
Mm-hmm.
So he's covering Brazil, China, if they let him in there, whatever. But he's covering all these different languages. So every video you see that he does here that gets 25 million views, he's probably getting just, that much or more from the world watching his shit. And then he's got some chocolate bar, some chocolate company. He's got a burger now. He's got all sorts of shit. So he knows that it's worth more than $1 billion down the road. So he's like, just keep my nose clean, and I'm going to make a shit ton of money someday.
Keep my nose clean. That should be the theme of this show. Keep your nose clean.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I mean, he turned it into like if you want to look at a business of businesses on YouTube and content creation, it's it's Mr. Beast. I mean, it's plain and simple. But for the rest of us, we're at a different level of making money. If you want to make money, or you just put it out because, hey, it's something you do and you find it interesting and you figure, hey, maybe some other people want to watch it. And there's a lot of people that put content out there just to put content out there. They do not care if they make any money. They don't even sign up for the monetization after they're eligible for it. They don't have Cash Apps and Venmos and all that shit and PayPals,
Yep.
So it's 100% your call. Yep. And no matter what you do, who cares what anybody else thinks?
Right. And it's kind of like with the lone angler here. Like, I really love it. And I think I said this to you on the phone one day. I was like, at the end of the day, I took a real look at it and was like, you know what? I enjoy it. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
This is a hobby. I really enjoy talking to people and putting this show out, and it's okay. It's okay for it to be a hobby.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Excuse me. For me at this point, I'm using it to meet people, to make connections, to do things like that. If I have a sponsor here or there, cool. That's fine. That's awesome. Helps pay some of the bills to keep the show going.
Mm-hmm.
But, now it's really turned into the experience part of it. Doing a show, with Todd and Saw, and about meeting Gary Yamamoto meetup, and then actually going to that meetup.
Yeah.
And meeting them face to face, and all the other people that were there, and seeing old friends, and listening to Gary talk. That is what I really want to use this for, and and then maybe do some content creation for some other people, and this and that and the other. So, yeah, I'm still doing the show. I'm just changing the direction of what I thought the show would be, or where I thought the show would go.
Right.
Outside the actual podcast, like where it would take me, kind of thing. And a little bit of it, is I'm 41, not like a midlife crisis, but you start going, all right, you're 41, you're doing this podcast. What are you doing it for? Why are you doing it? Where's it really going to go? I'm not going to get rich off the podcast alone, or even, make a halfway decent money off the podcast alone. I'm still going to have a 9-to-5, but where can this lead me?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of connections can I make because of it? And that's something that I don't think I've done enough throughout the 4 years I've been doing this. I haven't taken advantage of those connections. I haven't, I talked to somebody, they're like, hey, you got to come out here and we'll do this and this and that. And I haven't done much of it at all. A few things here and there, mainly with the same guys.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I need to start actually reaching out to these people and going, hey, let's do something together. Let's fish or hunt or whatever they're into, or wherever, and do more things like that. Because just sitting behind a desk with a camera on you and a microphone in front of your face only gets you so far.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like anything. If you make a widget, okay, well, how far can that widget go?
Right.
It can only go so far.
Yeah.
But what else can that widget lead you to? What kind of connections can you make?
That's a good point of view. That's good advice. Yeah. I'm kind of having one of those moments right now where, I've met some cool people through here. Absolutely. And I'm about to meet another cool person across the pond, as they say, real soon here, but I'm more interested in making that connection than really making sure that I put together a good show. I mean, not that I don't care of how it turns out, but I really want to get my voice over there, but I also want to meet this individual just because it would be super cool to talk to an angler from Belgium.
Right.
Right. And then, fingers crossed, you never know. He might show up over here someday.
Yeah.
Hey man, let's go fishing. You never know. That's the one thing the internet has taught me, that this world is very, very small. It's not as big as you think.
Oh, it's incredibly small.
And we all know that.
Yeah, incredibly small.
I got a text message on Sunday in Crafty's boat from my sister with an article from Sports Illustrated on that topic. Sports Illustrated. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, you know what the subject, the article was about.
No, what?
That fucking tournament.
Oh, the fishing thing?
Yeah, dude, Sports Illustrated.
It was on TMZ. It was on Fox News. Not even the local Fox 9. It was on Fox News. It pops up in my frickin', like, Google notifies you, whatever, or stupid news shit all day long. It's like, oh yeah, it's been. I'm so tired of it,
dude.
Mainly because everybody on my route knows I'm a fisherman and this and that and a tournament guy. So
hey, all right, finally chaos. Somebody else is getting it too.
Nothing but chaos for the past 4 days.
Wait, let me guess. The opening line is, "Have you heard?"
No, most of them were. So, you getting in any fishing tournaments lately? Coming up? Something like that. They're like, I know Jesus. A secret bait.
Everybody's a fucking comedian. Yeah.
I finally broke down. I was in Vados Bait and Tackle today, And I finally broke down and made a stupid TikTok about it.
Oh, you did? See, yeah. I haven't been watching TikTok because of that mayhem.
All over. I know. Yeah, I finally broke down and made a little TikTok where I'm like, oh, I'm just at the tackle shop here, getting some stuff for a tournament. I need some hooks, and then I turn around and I'm like, oh yeah, I need some of these too. Yeah, it was dumb, but I'm like, okay, it's out of my system. Whatever. What's the worst that could happen? It goes semi-viral. I don't know, or I just get a couple hundred views on it and it's the end of it. Either way,
probably.
Yeah.
I think the viral vibe is long gone off of that thing. Even though people are still trying through memes and parody videos, they're still trying to catch that viral train.
Yeah, most of the viral stuff on there now is stuff that you don't expect to go viral.
Right.
It's just a dumb video somebody made of somebody doing something,
Well,
guy cutting a tree and it falls on a shed and destroys the shed. Boom, million views.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to, unless you're already somebody who pulls millions and millions of views, it's hard for anybody to actually create a video, like plan out a video.
Yeah.
That will go viral. It's just spontaneity. Something goofy happens, and boom. Or just finds the right audience that just actually reacts with it and shares it. And
earlier you were talking about going live with the podcast less and live content in general. And I'm glad you brought that up again, because when you were talking about that, I was thinking, I really honestly think that like TikTok was the beginning of this, like now all humans are short form content consumers. Twitter just did an update where if you're watching a video, you swipe up and it will bring you to more short content videos. It's kind of like TikTok. Look what happened with Instagram. It's all reels and stories, the short form stuff. YouTube with the shorts, short form. I think the days of guys like me that are like get excited when they see a video on YouTube that's, an hour long. We're rare now.
Well, couple of things here. TikTok is now the number one search engine in the world.
I believe it.
Number one.
Well, it makes sense. Why wouldn't it be? Everybody's like, I saw it on TikTok.
Yep. So everybody's now searching TikTok more than Google, more than YouTube. So if you got a company, get some content out there, get a face for your brand, and make sure you're putting in the correct descriptions and hashtags and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, TikTok can only take you so far as far as getting your message out there and showing people things. So if you're trying to teach people how to run a camera, right?
Right.
You can't do that in 15 seconds, 60 seconds, or 3 minutes, or even honestly, 10 minutes. I can upload 10-minute videos, but I don't think there's a thing I would even want to upload for 10 minutes. I don't know. But YouTube is still going to be the place that people go to seriously learn. Like you can learn on TikTok, but to seriously learn about something, especially comparisons. I'm camera to the gills. I'm staring at like 8 or 9 or 10 of them right now. There's no way I'm going to go on TikTok and look up, this camera versus this camera. I'm not going to look up the brand new Sony FX30 and compare that to the Sony A7 IV on TikTok. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to sit there and watch those videos all day long. So there's always going to be...
Oh, I'm not saying that long stuff is going to disappear, but I'm just saying overall general audience, they're just ingrained with this short form stuff. I mean, you said it earlier, TikTok's the number one search engine. Everybody's watching these, and I'm no stranger to it, man. I'll spend an hour and a half at night just scrolling through and sending funny shit to friends.
Yeah. It's
just an hour and a half.
It's just like how you learn in school. Some people are readers, some people are watchers, some people are doers.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can just read it in the book and they can, boom, they know how to do it. Some people have to watch you do it. And then some people have to actually be brought through the steps and then it clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with, going on TikTok and watching stuff. Some people can get, the short form stuff. Boom. They got it. Some people have to, watch longer. And a lot of it too depends on how the video is made and what the video is about too.
Yeah.
Little bathroom hacks, doing dumb organizing shit in your bathroom or whatever. That's all TikTok stuff because nothing takes longer than 30 seconds. Hey, this is what I do with my extra toilet paper rolls.
Right.
Put it on a stick on the floor, or this is how I do this really quick. Where if you actually want to learn how to do something longer, yeah, it's going to be a YouTube thing. So
I use TikTok primarily for finding new music.
I use TikTok to waste time.
New music and I always keep an eye out for really cool shit. Like from Charmin, you can order a roll of toilet paper that will last you a month.
It's like 100 rolls or something. It's that big, like 2 foot. It's like a public bathroom roll.
Kind of, but it's actual Charmin, and you get a stand with it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's pretty badass. See, without TikTok, I wouldn't have known that existed.
Who's got room for that stand in their bathroom? Not that I've got like a tiny bathroom, but it's just your normal bathroom. Jesus.
I don't know. I kind of want it just to say, hey, I have it.
Just put it right in the middle of your living room. There's a conversation piece.
But I haven't looked it up to see how much it cost.
It's whatever it's probably just however many rolls is. So I don't know what's a big thing of toilet paper these days.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I use a garden hose.
They get you with the stand. That's where they get you.
Stainless steel
four
stand.
times as much for the stupid ass stand. Yeah.
And
then there'll be a TikTok and a guy that took that roll and mounted it to his wall somehow. There you go. See?
Awesome. Well, there's a viral video in the making right there. Sledgehammer to the wall to install the toilet paper roll. That easy, kids. That easy.
You got it. You got it. You can do it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the virtual show. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we can plug that. Why the hell not? Third annual. Yep. Smackdown Outdoors virtual ice fishing show. Friday, October 28th through the 30th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting 1 p.m. on Friday. And what it is if you have never heard of it before, it's changed over the years, the 3 years we've done it now. First year was completely virtual. We were in my basement, and actually the room I'm sitting in right now, me, Patrick, and Dale Luganbill from the Full Scale Outdoors podcast. And what we did is we had like 48-ish, 49-ish companies join us virtually. Yeah. Most of them only have 25 minutes, and that's to show you their products, to answer questions from you. We broadcast it live on Facebook, Smackdown Outdoors Facebook channel. We did do it on YouTube last year. This year we're going back to just Facebook, because what I will do afterwards is I will break up all the companies into their individual segments and then put them on the YouTube channel.
There you go.
Yep. So there are some companies, Clam, they get like a full hour because they have so much stuff. They got shacks, houses, tackles, rods, reels, all that stuff. And they're our first person.
Yep.
But they come on, they show all their products. If you have any questions, ask. We've got some giveaways. There's probably going to be some discount codes. Not as many in the past. A lot of companies don't need to give out discount codes anymore because, well, why?
And
then you go to the actual in-person shows, and it's the same thing.
Yep.
Like, you might find a retailer, a Joe's or a Thorn Brothers or whatever, that is doing sales, but a lot of the companies themselves don't do discount codes because, they don't want to undercut retailers, and they're selling enough stuff, so they don't need to. But yeah, so it's all weekend. We're at Thorn Brothers. We're broadcasting from Thorn Brothers.
And second year now from doing it.
Yep, second year being there. This year, we're actually going to be able to have you come in and watch. And if you have any questions, we'll have a mic set up so you can ask questions right then and there. So you can come in and watch. We do have Mr. Alan Kishler from Kishler Custom Rods. He's building a rod for the show, which we will give away to somebody that did show up and hang out. We're it's kind of one of these things, like, at least hang out for like one company, hang out for 15, 20 minutes, just to pop in, write your name down and leave. And all we're doing is name and phone number, which we will announce the winner after the show is all up on the broadcast, but then we'll call you if you're not there. So don't worry about it. But yeah, so we're, that's going
to be new this year. You'll be able to come down and hang out. That'll be awesome.
Yep. And then we're also going to be doing some seminars as well. So there'll be some seminars. We're going to do one, ice safety, kind of first ice, getting your gear, kind of a gearless thing. We're going to do one on ice camping since that's gotten so big. And then I'm working on a possible round table, ice fishing round table again. So get a couple guys come in and we'll just kind of take questions from you all to, whatever it is and do that. So
fantastic.
Just change things up a little bit. A lot of companies have the same stuff. So just wanted to expand, make it a little more like you're at a show, even more before, because there's always seminars and this and that and the other. So
when we first did it, everything was shut down and we had a lot of fun. We were nervous as hell doing it.
Yeah, I was a complete and utter nervous wreck throughout the entire thing. Might have cried a little bit at the end when we were saying goodbye because it went so well. Last year was a little easier. Just say goodbye.
It was a little bit easier. That first year, I'll never forget that. All right, thanks for watching. Click. All three of us were just like, poof.
Well, shit, we put it together. We put that first one together in a month.
Yeah.
In a month. And we had, I don't even know what the latest count is, but we had 180 some thousand views on that thing within like the first week or two. 130 coming straight out, Sunday, boom, done. Looked at the numbers, 130,000 views. So, we covered almost every state plus different areas in Canada, some Europe. It was an absolute we caught lightning in a bottle, that show. There's no way around it. It was the perfect setup for us. Everybody, we had it the same week in the St. Paul show was supposed to happen. So it was just perfect timing, perfect everything. Everybody was stuck at home, including all the vendors. They couldn't say no. I've had some people say no this year because they're at shows. Yeah. They're not available. This, that, and the other. And I'm like, you got a pro staff, right? Like, that's what your pro staff's for.
Right. Send them to work, man.
Get them in contact with me. Come on now. Have them join me. Just send them some product, or we can pull up the PDFs. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I want to represent you. But yeah, no, so Friday the 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Yeah.
So tune in.
I got my hotel room booked, man.
Yeah.
Can't say where I'm staying though, because I'm a pretty big deal. So I've always wanted to say, I can't disclose where I'm staying. I've always wanted to say that.
You can just stand at the Best Western in Blaine, across from the Sports Center.
No.
Right over by Thorne Brothers. No. He's within a 5-mile radius of Thorne Brothers.
I am. That's it. Yeah. And this year, you won't see me hanging around at the old White Castle. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
You know what? I actually was hoping that this would come up, because I talked about it with Dale yesterday, because if your listeners might not know, but I was, diagnosed, I guess would be the correct term for it. I'm a diabetic, type 2, which means that I was a fat piece of shit and I ate too much crap. I didn't take care of myself. So type 2 diabetes. And
which can be reversed.
Right. You're technically always once you're a diabetic, you're technically always a diabetic. It just, as long as you can keep your numbers down, you're fine. But so I was diagnosed with that, and you have already started, losing weight and working out and eating healthy and whatnot. And, it was a wake up call for me to where it's like, all right, well, when you go in and your A1C3 is 11 out of 13 and you should be 5.6. Yeah. It's a little
out of hand,
little high. That's what, Mountain Dews and shit candy bars and whatnot and chips all day will do to you. But yeah, so I once I found out that, it's like, all right, well, I guess I got to lose weight. And I basically just started eating less. I don't drink regular pop anymore, sugar pop. If I do have a pop at all, or a soda.
There you go. Thank you. That was driving me nuts.
Yeah. It's pop in Minnesota, right? Isn't that what it's supposed to be? I would say.
I lived out of state too long, and I just came back, and soda is my thing.
Yeah. If I do have a soda, it's a diet, which I've had, I don't know, in the last 10 weeks, because it was like the first week in August, the 1st of August, end of July.
Yeah.
That I started, and I think I've had 6 or 7.
Oh, good.
So yeah, and that was like 2 of them were at a restaurant. So I don't drink pop anymore. I have the occasional, like, once again, maybe a handful, candy bar or something like that.
Okay.
But
this is the worst time of the year too, man, because all the fun sizes are out for Halloween.
Dude, I drive around with a truck full of it. Halloween is nothing for me, but yeah, so I cut out all that. And the biggest thing is calorie deficit.
Yep.
I've pretty much based my diet, and I don't count my calories. I don't, I might look at, like in the morning I'll have a cereal, and that's 200 and some calories. And I actually stick to the serving size. As close as I can. I look at it, I eyeball it. If it's a cup and a half and I'm supposed to only eat a cup, okay, big deal. I'll be fine. I'm walking anywhere from 15 to 20,000 steps a day, sometimes more, just for my job. So, no big deal. But I do my best to calorie deficit, cut out the sugar, carbs super low. Eat more protein, bring in more fiber.
Yep.
Like I try every single day before I have dinner, about a half hour. I have a salad, but it's not your normal salad. It's a spinach instead of iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is just water plant, I guess.
There's no nutrient value to it.
Yeah, there's nothing, it's pointless. Where spinach actually has like some vitamins, minerals, fiber, which is huge. And by the way, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling anybody how to do anything. This is just what I'm doing. And I knew it would work to lose weight because I've done this before.
Yeah.
Where I've eaten less, I've eaten cleaner, and I've worked out. But so I'm putting, they say the average person, if you sit down all day long and you don't do anything, you stare at a wall and you breathe, you burn about 1,800 calories.
Yep. 1,800 to 2,000.
Yep. So I'm like, okay, stay below that and move more. So when I started, I was 230. Now I'm 209, 21 pounds in about 10, 11 weeks, whatever it's been. And, it keeps going down. And there's some days where I'm 2 pounds heavier than I was yesterday. And I weigh myself in the morning, every day, basically just, my underwear on or whatever when I, get up in the morning. So I'm consistent on that. That way I weigh myself the same time every day. And weigh yourself in the morning because every day is a little different. But some days I might have gone up a pound or two from yesterday. Okay, cool. My little graph on my Fitbit thing, I log my weight every day, and there's a whole bunch of bumps up and down.
Yeah.
A whole bunch, but you look at the trend line and I'm down 21 pounds.
Yep.
And that's not drastically changing anything. It's just cutting out the bullshit that you shouldn't be eating anyway.
100%.
I looked for, here's the deal for all you Mountain Dew folks. Okay. And like I said, I'm not harping on anybody, but I just find this very eye opening. Okay. I took the picture of the back of a Mountain Dew bottle, which I was drinking 3-4 a day.
Yep.
Something like that. There's 290 calories in a bottle. Right? 290 calories. So 4 of those times, we'll just say 300. That's 1,200 calories. So I left myself 800 calories to eat food. Okay. The sugars in it, 77 grams, which is 28% of your daily intake. That's just one. You drink 4, and then you're over.
Right.
And I don't know when they added this to the nutrition facts, but added sugars.
Oh, like your sugar alcohols and stuff?
Well, no, just the amount of added sugars to it. So all the ingredients they have to make this thing, but then they have to add sugar. And it's on everything. It's on bread. It's on everything now. Didn't know when this popped up, but the added sugars is all 77 grams. So they actually add the 77 grams to it, obviously. But that's 154% of your daily intake of added sugars.
Ooh, that's like hummingbird food.
Take that times 4. No fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the reason that, I was 230 pounds. That's the reason that I'm, a diabetic now. So, it's been very eye-opening. I knew all this stuff. This is one of these things where you go, yeah, I know. Yep. And then all of a sudden, I know I shouldn't smoke. Fuck, I've got cancer. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this is. Not that diabetes is necessarily a death sentence. If you do, you can reverse it down to get normal levels and live. It's kind of interesting because I looked up, I go, how long does a diabetic live? Lifespan of a diabetic. They actually live longer than normal people.
Well, I suppose once they have it, if they're that person that decides to take care of it, that means they're taking care of their overall general health.
Yeah, it was like 2 years longer, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, I guess. So, but yeah, if you want to lose weight, it's very simple, and I don't want to hear anything about thyroid this and I can't do that and blah blah blah. No, it's simple. If you put less fuel in your body than you burn in a day, you will lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scientific fact. If you burn 3,000 calories in a day and you're only putting in 2,900, you will lose weight.
Yes.
Over time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going a little drastic to begin with.
No, you're just dumbing it down a little bit, but you're right. You're right. I mean, I did the same thing.
Me personally, I could probably go, closer to that 2,500, calories a day and lose weight, but I wouldn't lose it. I wouldn't have lost it as quick as I did.
Yeah.
So what I'm really trying to do is just see, because I go back in like 2 months now. I go back every 3 months, or I will be going every 3 months for a little while to get my numbers checked. And as long as my numbers keep going down, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And then I'm also going to start up here on this next Monday. I'm going to start up, actually going to the gym and starting to lift some weights because it's getting cold outside, and the bike riding, started riding a bike and whatnot. It's a little cold to go outside and ride a bike. So
yeah,
I'm going to join the gym about 200 yards from my house and just go there after work and just move more, lift some weights, gain a little more muscle. I'm actually, it's funny because like when you lose all your fat, you realize how little muscle you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear you.
It's like, my legs aren't as big as I thought they used to be. Well, that's because you had a bunch of fucking insulation on them. They just looked big.
Yeah, I just rejoined my gym, signed up for another year, and the first little stint I did was just this like midwinter package deal that they had for like 6 months. And that was my first introduction to that gym. And I basically just focused on moving more, just a lot of cardio stuff, just a little bit of weightlifting towards the end. Now this time after I signed up, it's all about lifting weights, gaining strength, that kind of stuff. I just to call it a night, to kind of cap off my lifting session, I hit the assault bike or walk on the treadmill for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm out. I go home. But yeah, I mean, same thing. I wanted to know what my they call it basal caloric intake was at. So I went and had a body scan for $40. And they're like, they're like, if you want to stay at 325 pounds, eat 2,796 calories and don't move. Don't eat any more. Don't eat any less. If you want to stay that's where you stay. So that was my data point that I was hunting for. And then I went into a calorie deficit. And the whole calorie deficit thing that I learned is do not go below 700. You would think that, oh man, if I go 1,000 calories, I'll lose weight faster. No, what happens is you fuck up your metabolism.
Yeah.
Your body goes into like starvation mode, and it starts holding on to things because it's like, hey, we need more. So I just did like 500 calories. So for the first little while, I went from, was it 2,700 calories or something like that? I just did 2,000, I think it was, or 2,200. Lost lost like 30 pounds. And then I adjusted it. I use an app, MyFitnessPal, and I put in my new weight and it adjusted it for me. But I went in and tweaked my protein and carbohydrates a little bit. And then that was my next calorie goal. It was still in that 500 to 700 deficit, but since I lost weight, I would need less calories to maintain that weight that I lost too. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, and so just doing that and just learning about food, and also my big thing was, I've done this before. It was, oh man, you did really good. You deserve that Dairy Queen. And this time around, I'm like, no, I don't deserve shit. And if I want it, I can go get it. But here's where tracking my stuff has affected me. I can go and have a large Dairy Queen Blizzard. You hear that in the background? It's pouring rain up here. Anyway,
okay.
I can go and MyFitnessPal, I can type in that Blizzard flavor and the size, and it'll tell me. Now it's my decision. Right. Do I want these calories? And say that Blizzard is 1,000 calories and I'm only allowed 1,700. Do I want that Blizzard and then only have 700 calories? And you're thinking 700 calories. No, that isn't a whole lot. So I have to make a decision. Okay, how do I want to get my calories? Do I want to get it through a lean burger, or like what I had for lunch today? I had chicken nachos. They were, absolutely amazing. And there were 410 calories. I could barely finish them. Yeah. And I had like 52 grams of protein in there and 3 grams of fat or something like that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than one medium Blizzard.
Right. And see, that's where I'm super jealous. It's not that I'm just trying to lose weight, right? It's that I'm not supposed to eat certain things. I'm supposed to cut out the sugars. So it's like ice cream. I have been craving some Dairy Queen, a Dairy Queen Blizzard lately. Like, I don't get cravings for Dairy Queen Blizzards, but I want one so badly. But I shouldn't be having that much sugar. Now, I do.
Hold on a sec, but you just said something. I went through that the other night, and I ended up making myself a protein Blizzard. Check this out. It was 330 calories and 4 grams of sugar. Yeah. And it was chocolate with Butterfinger bits in it.
Does it taste the same as a Dairy Queen Blizzard?
Pretty damn close.
Yeah, it's close. It's not. So get out of here with that bullshit.
Nah, you get used to it. I never thought I would like sparkling water, but I go through 48 cans of this shit in a week.
Yeah. That's all we drink in our house. Yeah. Now there's times where, if I want something, I'll go eat it.
Yep.
Because I'm not, you can't just live your life going, I'm only going to eat this, and as long as I'm not doing it every single damn day, like I was before, okay, cool. Now a blizzard is a little much, I'm not going to go out and get a large blizzard. Maybe I'll go just get, a little scoop of ice cream. But yeah, like I went to the state fair. I didn't eat as much as I normally did, mainly because I just didn't feel like eating. It had nothing to do with like, me trying to lose weight or nothing. But I still ate cheese curds. I still ate, whatever. I did have a milkshake, whatever. Every once in a while, you got to do that,
Oh yeah.
It's like if I'm hanging out with buddies, as a former chewer, tobacco chewer, if I'm hanging out with buddies and they're all dipping and I catch a whiff of it and I go, that smells delicious. I'll take a dip, but then that's like it, that's it. It's just that smells good. I'm a grown ass man. I can make my own decisions. Give me a dip.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. And very similar over here. If I tell myself no too many times, I will snap and binge.
Right. Yes. And that is why I allow myself to every once in a while do something. We went to a restaurant the other day. I had the hell did I have? I don't know what I had, but I had some fries, which should I have eaten? Probably not. But the fact that I've cut carbs so drastically, I don't think that one serving of fries is going to do anything to my numbers down, in the long term.
Yeah. Well, watch your carb intake, because when you start going to the gym, you're going to need them.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's, that's where it's going to be a little tricky. I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm not looking to get jacked. I'm not, I'm just looking to.
Just for energy to get through the workout. And those carbs, the best place to get those for the gym is like rice.
Yeah.
Carbs doesn't always necessarily mean, sugar.
No, I know that.
Yeah. Cutting out the refined sugar is the good part. But like me personally, I can consume up to like 138 grams of carbs in a day.
Right.
And I'm still losing weight. I'm 71 pounds down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's just, there were so many, you don't realize how much you actually were, I was intaking every day until you look at a bottle of Mountain Dew and go, well, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Half my supposed allowance in a day, just in 4 drinks, plus all the other shit I was eating, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on top of it, and beer, which I still drink beer, but I cut down. I don't have them every night. Not that I was getting drunk every night. Not that I'm an alcoholic. But,
right. No, I don't. I know what you mean.
I enjoy a beer or two every night.
Yeah. I mean, I recently took a long, hard look because I was starting to get a little out of hand with the caffeine intake over here via zero sugar Monsters or Ghost or C4 energy drinks. Not only that, cold brew coffee. In one day, I tracked myself, and I was a little over 1,300 milligrams of caffeine in a day.
That's a little more than your daily allowance is supposed to be, I think.
I think it's supposed to be, like 300?
Well, that's what's in typically like 1 can of Monster or something.
Well, around 250 or so, but yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
And I knew I had an issue because I bought some pre-workout, and it really didn't do much for me. And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. And
when I can start drinking Mountain Dew at 7 o'clock at night and I go to bed at 9 and fall asleep like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my thing was I knew I knew I was drinking way too much caffeine when I wouldn't drink caffeine by a certain time of the day.
Yes.
If I hadn't had any caffeine by noon, then I would start getting headaches.
Yes.
Out of the blue for no reason. I could just be sitting around. I wasn't hungover. I wasn't, dehydrated or nothing, whatever. I would start getting headaches, every once in a while. It wasn't all the time, but it's like, I haven't had any coffee. I haven't had any pop. I haven't had any blah, blah, blah. I think that's why. And actually, last time it happened was when we went to Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I wasn't drinking any soda. And first day there, I'm like, I got a fucking headache. I haven't had any caffeine. Yeah. So I went and bought a Coke. Hounded the Coke, and 10 minutes later,
good as new.
Gone. Yeah, headache's gone. I'm like, God damn it. I need to stop that. And, I didn't have any problems the rest of the week, but it's like, all of a sudden you go for an extended amount of time again. It's like, oh, that's right. Yeah. I got to start drinking less of that stuff.
Yeah. So I just dialed mine back instead of blissfully unaware of hitting the 1,000 milligram mark. I'm actually kind of keeping track of things and trying to stay around 300. I have gone 0 before, and it's quite painful for about 4 days. It's very, it's wild, dude. You're coming off a drug. So
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much at 0 unless there's some caffeine in some food I eat.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, if I'm really tired, like early afternoon, I'm like, all right, and I'll drink like half a diet, Mountain Dew or whatever. But that's only been a couple handfuls of times. Or what I'll do is I'll push myself till I get home, and then I'll throw some protein in my system. We've been doing the egg bites. You mix up a bunch of eggs and put them into muffin tins and you bake them, and I'll get, eat 1 or 2 of those, and then a little bit later, feeling good again. So, I just, the big thing, I haven't really posted about this. I mentioned it maybe once or twice, kind of sidearmed on the podcast or whatever. I made one post, about me losing weight and stuff. And at the beginning of it, I'm like, okay, should I make this a big deal? Should I take that picture of like, hi, this is me as a fat, diabetic piece of shit in the bathroom, with my shirt off and my stomach hanging out? Mm-hmm. Should I take that picture and then take one 3 months later and then 3 months later? No, I didn't do it. I kind of wish I would have, just so I can look back and go, wow. But there's pictures where, yeah, I'm fat. You can tell it. I kind of thought about doing that whole thing and, showing people my weight loss and health and whatnot as I go along. And it's like, what I do with those posts when they pop up on Facebook? I just keep scrolling. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to do it. And then it's also like, if I do that, then it's pressure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But so like, I don't want to feel pressure to do it because maybe that'll hindrance my success.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just rather do it and every once in a while make a post, but it's like, no, it's no big deal for me I don't have to post about it on Facebook. Like I ran into a buddy today that, I probably haven't seen him in a good month and a half, maybe 2 months. And he walked up and he started looking at me different. And he was looking me up and down before we said anything. And I knew exactly what he was doing.
Right.
Like, you losing weight? I'm like, yep. And I told him, why and all that stuff. He goes, you look good.
Yeah.
You look good. So,
yeah. It makes a guy feel good. I haven't talked much about it either, but people just commenting on the pictures and I don't even really, it wasn't until recently, like I think I put a picture of me up in the flow tube or something and a bunch of people like, damn, dude. And I looked at that picture and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're seeing. That's crazy. Kind of like the whole fly fishing thing, like for my weight loss thing, it's for me,
Yeah.
I didn't pioneer any new paths that I feel that I need to share or anything like that. If somebody asks, and I've had people, dude, what's the secret? And I've just been, my opening line is, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's calories in versus calories out. That's,
right.
That's what it is.
Yeah. The one post I made, I just talked about eat less garbage and move more.
Yeah. And they look at me like, oh, you're not going to, nope, no magic beans, no nothing. I quit eating shit food. I started cooking at home, which I thoroughly enjoy, and it rekindled my love of cooking. And I buy groceries, which at the beginning was a big shock for me. I was like, holy shit, I'm spending $150 on groceries. I've never done this. And then I realized, oh yeah, but I was spending $120 a week at Jimmy John's and Hardee's and Burger King and all this other shit.
And Reese's peanut butter cups.
Right. And the $30 was for toast and something to snack on in the fridge. That's it. But now it's the opposite. I have to buy $150, $200 worth of groceries every week or week and a half because I'm cooking this stuff at home. I'm meal prepping. I'm making my lunch for work instead of running to the gas station or buying something out of the vending machine. I make my stuff. I bring it. I have control over it. That was the biggest thing.
It's like this weekend I'm going duck hunting. I'm going to Fergus for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday. And, we're going to go to the bar on Friday and Saturday night for dinner.
Yep.
Right? That's just what they do. So that's fine. I don't care. I'm good. I've been still losing weight, still watching what I'm eating. So it's like, I'm going to be able to go there and I'll find, I won't eat all the fries. I'll have a burger, or if they have a steak, I'll eat a steak or chicken or whatever. Hell, I've been ordering things like pork, get the pork chops instead of, a burger, or the fish, shit. I went and got some tuna steaks and threw them on the Blackstone type of thing, But other than that, it's like, okay, I'm going to have to meal prep for lunches, or at least lunch, probably lunches, which is fine. I'll make some sandwiches with, I've got a bread that I found that now works for what I need to do. If anybody's wondering, it's Ezekiel 4-9. Just throwing that out there for diabetics. If you haven't tried it, it's a whole grain, some fucking weird shit it's good. It's good. It's not weird. I shouldn't say weird. It's whole grain, something
sprouted.
Like it's old school bread before we took out all the nutrients, and made it into just nothing but sugar bread.
Right.
So, that's good. Or I guess, like we talked the other day, Mike's Killer Bread is another one. So that's something else you can look into. But yeah, I'm gonna have to meal prep for breakfast and lunch, and then dinners. Hey, whatever, and then as far, and then I'll have not that I really drink a lot when I go on a lot of hunting trips, because I want to be able to wake up in the morning and be able to shoot a gun properly and safely.
Right.
But I might have a beer or two, but it's small adjustments. Okay. So I got to make some sandwiches. Big deal.
Yeah.
For lunch, or make something for lunch or whatever. Just adjust. And as long as I am good Monday through Friday, when I'm home, I can, even being a diabetic, I can cheat a little on the carbs and the fats and all that stuff, and that's something I haven't really, I've paid attention to it, but I haven't paid as much attention to the fats as I have the carbs and the sugars, because, carbs and sugars, that's not good for diabetics. So it's an adjustment. And this whole thing has been a super big adjustment. I mean, it's been giant, and it's because of I'm not just trying to lose weight. It is the diabetes thing. So I have to find stuff that I like. Bread took me about a month.
Yeah. Before
I actually, I was spending time on, Google breads for diabetic, because I don't have a microwave or anything. I'm driving around in a truck all day, in and out. I don't have a microwave somewhere to heat up food. Otherwise, that would be super simple.
Yeah.
Super simple. Chicken, pork, whatever, mixed vegetables and shit. So for me, it's basically sandwiches, or we do wraps. And, I found a good wrap that works. But that's been the big thing. It's just finding replacements for certain things, and like pasta, that's been tough.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of pasta. I've had it a couple times, but what I do is I don't eat all the pasta.
Right.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Right after this all happened, and I found out we had a dinner planned with her parents, and they want to go to Olive Garden. I'm like, okay. So I ordered some chicken and shrimp thing, eat all the chicken, all the shrimp, and I ate half the pasta. I didn't eat all the pasta. And they were like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm full. And I had a breadstick, not all the breadsticks. So
you're a stronger man than me, that's for sure.
Oh God, I just was like, but it actually helped because the breadsticks that day were not good. They were hard.
Ooh.
And they weren't buttered well. So I was like, yeah, I'm not missing out much here.
All right.
But it's extremely simple to lose weight.
Yeah.
Extremely simple. Mm-hmm. Now, it ain't easy.
Right.
But it's simple. There's a lot of my day where I am hungry as shit.
Yeah.
But it's becoming less and less and less. Each day goes by, I'm a little less hungry. Yeah. I'm not hungry for 6 hours. I'm hungry for 5. And then I'm hungry for a little less than 5. So it's not easy. Lots of willpower. Lots of, breaking up my meals. Take my sandwich and cut it in half. Eat it, eat one half 4 hours after I had breakfast, approximately. Eat the next half 4 hours later. And then have dinner for, it's breaking it up throughout the day, which also helps your body burn it up a little more too.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to lose weight. It's not.
No.
But it's simple. The method is simple. No matter what freaking diet and that's the thing. Don't make it a diet.
No.
It's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
It's a lifestyle change.
This is who I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make it, if all you're doing is losing weight, I feel, I wish I could just say that I just need to lose weight, because that would be so simple.
Right.
Because I could eat whatever I wanted to, just eat way less of it at a time and do the calorie thing like you're doing and move more. But I've got an extra thing that I have to pay attention to, a couple more things. But in my situation, it's just finding replacements.
Yeah. And
it's funny because now it's like this bread, it's people like that don't like, wheat bread. Well, that's because it's like wild game versus store-bought meat.
Right.
The wild game actually has flavor. The wheat bread or this bread I'm eating, it's got flavor to it.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it is. White bread doesn't have any flavor. It's sweet.
Yeah.
So once you can get over the sugar thing and getting rid of that sweet tooth, and if all you're trying to do is lose weight, let yourself have a little treat every day.
Mm-hmm.
Have that little tiny bowl of ice cream every day. Just have a scoop of ice cream. And I'm not talking about a scoop being a shovel. Doctor told me to have one glass of wine, and the wine glass is the size of a milk jug.
Right.
Have that one treat a day.
Yeah. I mean, I love ice cream. You brought ice cream up. I love that stuff. I tried the Halo top. It's all right. I found this other brand called Rebel. And it's you got to watch that stuff. It's deceiving. Even the Halo top stuff. You're like, oh my God, this and that. Yeah, you can, a whole pint of that versus a whole pint of Ben and Jerry's. There's a big difference, but it's still a pint, dude. It's still a pint.
Right.
And you don't need that.
Out of that pint. Yep. Have a scoop out of that pint. And I guarantee you, Patrick, if you wanted to have actual 100% real Schwann's ice cream, which is the real deal shit. It's like that and Blue Bunny are two of the top, like real ice cream, like how they're supposed to be made. You could have a scoop a day and it wouldn't affect your weight loss.
Nope. I know.
Right.
And that's where the other part of the equation that you were saying it's easy to do, but it's really hard, is that's the hard part, is control. And that, even though I'm coming February 4th will be a year since I've started this. I still, there's times where I need to take a step back and be like, getting a little bit out of control here. It's okay. Just,
right.
And like I said, it happened with my energy drinks. It just got out of control. And so that's something that I became aware of. And I think that was a big part of my thing so far, was becoming more self-aware of my decisions through this thing.
It's small steps.
Yeah.
Trying to lose weight, it's just small steps.
Yeah. And I've had people say, "Oh, dude, what's your goal?" I never set a goal. Like, right. What? Why? I said, why would I? Yep. Why would I say, okay, I'm 325. I want to be, I want to weigh 220. Jesus Christ, that you start punching that into a calculator, and I've already defeated myself in my head. Like, man, that's so far away. That's going to be so much work. Here comes the 1,000 reasons why I can't, or why it will be hard. If I don't have that end number, then it's like, okay, whatever. Oh,
that's why I brought up that graph, on my Fitbit app. Mm-hmm. It shows long term where I started is 21 pounds higher than where I am right now.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Where were you and where are you now?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. As long as that number keeps going down over time, you're going to have some times where you, like I said, you're going to go up.
Yeah.
And you might not know why, but that's fine. Maybe you had a couple extra this or a couple extra that, or you didn't move as much that day. Weekends are tough for me. Weekends, I noticed right away, I went from, we'll just say 230 to 225. Monday morning, weigh myself, I'm 227. What the fuck? Well, it's the weekend. I don't move as much.
Yeah.
Even if I went fishing, you're not walking all day. You're not lifting all day. You're not in and out of the front and the back of a truck all day. You're standing, you're putting in steps in a boat. Yeah. But they're not steps,
No.
So you're going to go up. So I went up to 227. I'm like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. And then I was good through, the rest of the week. Went down from 227, got past 225 again, went down to, we'll say 220. Cool. I'm down to 220 now.
Yeah.
Monday morning comes, I'm 223. Oh, shit, I gained 3 pounds. Okay, fine. Yeah, but what did you do last week? You gained 2 pounds, and then you lost 5.
Right.
So, and I drastically cut out stuff. Like I probably was 3,000 to 3,500, maybe 4,000 calories a day. Now I'm down to less than 2. So I'm losing weight at not extreme rate, but at a quick rate.
Yeah.
Where if you're looking to lose weight, start with whatever you have for breakfast, cut it in half.
Yeah.
Do that for a week, and you'll get used to it. And that next week, do the same thing with lunch.
Yeah, there's a lot of psychology that goes into on this stuff.
Yeah, or just cut out a snack, or switch from mocha choco latte, triple vanilla caramel, 800 calorie coffees to coffee with some creamer in it.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you lose weight just by doing that. Because coffees are terrible. That's one thing they told me. They're like, if you drink coffee, you better like black coffee. Because if you start drinking any flavored coffees, it's full of sugar. And sugar is number one. Don't be afraid of fats. Try to stay away from the saturated, but normal fats are fine. Your brain needs fat.
Yeah.
Ladies, there's parts of you that are on your chest that need fat.
Yeah. I should be the smartest man alive.
Right. Well, it didn't work out good for me. But it's just cutting out little tiny things. And I'm, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not anybody, I'm not a certified dietitian, but it's scientifically proven. The less calories you put in and the more calories they burn, you will lose weight.
Yeah.
And the psychological thing is giant.
Oh, it's huge. I just
one step at a time.
I was stuck at 260, 268 in that 268 to 265 for what felt like an eternity. And I was really like, oh my God, what is going on? What is going on? And I talked to my buddy and he was like, dude, don't sweat it. It's a natural plateau. I was like, yeah, I know, but things were going. He's like, dude, where were you at and where are you now?
And the bigger you are, and you way over 3, it's super easy for you to lose weight right away.
Oh yeah. And then, but that,
like,
where he told me, like, hey, look at what you've done so far.
Right.
Was that little push that I need to be like, hey, dude, this plateau thing is okay. It'll pass. And it did. And it did. And I also realized, okay, when I hit under 250, things are going to get even harder yet. I already know that. I'm going to have to push myself harder.
Well, I'm very interested to see where I start flattening out. And I think it's going to be probably around that 200 mark.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be because of two things. One, the smaller you get, like you said, the less you can lose fast because there's less of you to take away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Plus, if I'm in the gym and I start lifting weights like I plan on doing, that means I'm gaining muscle, which is heavier than fat.
Correct.
So that's why I'm not really worried about like what my weight is at the end of this whole thing. Like it's going to be what it is. As long as my body fat is less, I'm eating better, and my numbers are down. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to try to get jacked to where I'm 230 pounds of just fucking muscle. Look, I'm not
a young man's game.
I'm going in the gym for 30 to 60 minutes, getting in what I can. I just want to look good in a shirt and have my numbers look good on the paper. That's it. So I don't care what my weight is. I'm trying to cut as much weight as I can to get rid of as much fat as I can, you know, and bring the numbers down. But at some point I'm going to plateau, and then it's just, okay, well, let's just maintain that, you know, stay around that number and keep the body fat low, keep, you know, low-ish. I'm not going for sculpted, you know, freakish abs where you can see veins all over my body, but, you know, just be healthy and, you know, try to keep those numbers down and, you know, adjust the diet here and there. I need to take something out, or maybe I can put in a few more carbs. That's cool. You know, whatever, because I've been super low, or, you know, whatever. It's so the weight is just, let's drop this weight off as much as I can before I start lifting, you know, and then get into the lifting thing. So.
Yeah. Recently I've told myself as I get lower here I've told myself it's time to change your shape. So I'm just getting rid of what I weigh. You know, I could go down to 220 and then back up to 250, but if I'm, you know, 15% body fat at 250, whoa, I've changed my shape dramatically.
Yeah, no shit. 15% body fat at 250. I'm gonna be scared of you.
I was talking to Ellen's mom about that. She's big into CrossFit and shit, and she's been an awesome cheerleader for me. I was joking around. I said, man, I'm going to be 49 in January. I said, I'm not going to lie to you. The thoughts of Tren and HG have trickled across my mind. And she laughed. She's like, hey, you'll be 49. What do you got to lose? I was like, are you saying go ahead and get anabolic steroids? She's like, yeah, why not? Go for it. And then I said to her, I said, you know, it's funny. I was showing Ellen some pictures of some of these guys on Instagram and shit. And she was like, Dad, I wouldn't hug you. I was like, why? She goes, because you would break me. I was like, honey, I have a full-time job and I have bills to pay. I can't afford the stuff they use to get like that and the time to put in like that.
Yeah.
But
it's funny. Two things I've noticed. Well, one thing I've noticed, one thing my wife noticed. What I've noticed is when I'm sleeping, I can actually lay on my stomach now because my stomach doesn't keep me from rolling over onto my stomach. You know, like it's like I'm flatter, you know, my stomach is flatter, so I can actually lay on my stomach.
Yep.
I'm sleeping better.
Yep.
Like I actually can fall asleep faster. But the thing my wife noticed is one day she goes, you know, when I give you a hug, I can actually put my arms around you now.
Ellen said the same thing.
I was like, what? She's like, yeah, like I can almost like touch my hands behind you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I haven't weighed 210 pounds, 209 pounds probably for 20 years. Mm-hmm. So in high school, I was senior year high school in 1998. When we weighed in for football, I was 186.
Damn.
I don't necessarily want to get back to that, but because I was skinny.
That was my 7th grade weight.
Yeah. So, but it's like a couple things you notice. It's like, oh yeah, that, and of course pants are getting looser. That's the thing that's gonna suck.
Dude, I'm already there.
My Norfin order, they're like, what size do you need? I'm like, double XL. And then I called them back because I threw on my old suits, and I'm like, call them back, and I send a message, and I go, can we make those extra larges?
Yeah.
Because I'm losing weight, and I don't know where I'm going to end up, but right now the double X's are roomy.
Yeah.
So, and then they got the XLs in here, and I'm like, shit, these actually fit pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I like this.
Dude, I have just like you, massive collection of really cool hoodies from various companies, right?
Oh yeah.
They all fit. They all fit a little too well. they're
right?
hanging off me, and I'm just like, damn. I haven't even put on an ice suit. I can only imagine. I'm already cold.
Yeah, I've got 4 or 5 suits that I can't wear anymore. So if anybody needs a fucking ice suit, let me know. I'll let you. They're going for cheap because I don't need them hanging out around here.
Yeah.
But shit. And the one thing though is like my t-shirts, they're starting to hang off a little bit, but it's like, okay, I'm not gonna get rid of those because if I do, when I start lifting, get a little bulkier, muscle wise, they'll probably fit again.
Yeah. Maybe.
But it's like I'll hold off on that. But the pants, shit, none of my pants fit.
Yeah, no, man, I'm right with you.
Yeah.
But
my belt, I love my belt. I bought one of those groove belts, the groove rings.
Yeah.
We make a belt that's adjustable, like infinitely adjustable type of deal. It works better than those click belts. I had one of those once.
Oh, the zip tie style belt?
Yeah.
Yep.
It sucks because it's actually like you shorten it and then put that into the one part, and it clamps down with some teeth, and all it does is rip out. But this groove belt, it's actually super, super comfortable. I'm not affiliated with it in any way. But I've had it for a while now, probably a good 6-7 months, maybe longer. And it's awesome. If they're a little tight, you just adjust it a little bit. Boom, done.
Interesting. Cause I've been on the hunt for a new belt.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like it. When you do first adjust it, it might slip a little until it kind of makes its loop up and over, kind of makes its little shape, just holds that U. But other than that, I love it. It's comfortable. It's flat. There's no buckle digging into your stomach. Well, especially now, but
yeah, I know. Interesting.
They're not that bad. They're not that bad price. I think they got a really good warranty too. I think it might be like a lifetime warranty on it, something like that.
Yeah. They're based out of Nashville. I actually have been by their little headquarters.
Is it Nashville? I thought it was Utah for some reason.
Mm-mm. They moved to Nashville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I really like the belt. They got a bunch of different colors and styles and shit like that in the buckle, the quote unquote buckle.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Magnetic. Yeah, it's a magnetic thing.
Yeah.
So one end is the buckle you see, the other part's just this magnetic clip. So it's magnetic, plus there's 2 catches, and it's all metal, so it's not going to break. The little tabs aren't going to break off. All metal. Really, really, really well made. The band is the one I got is it's kind of like ratchet strap band type, but it's a little stretchy. A little stretchy. So it's a nylon whatever. But yeah, no, I dig it, and yeah, I mean,
I'll have to check that out.
Leather belts, I swear to God, every other year I'd be buying a new freaking belt because they just wear out, the whole stretch out.
Oh yeah. And I can't live my life in sweatpants because of the.
I wish I could.
I mean, I could, but it's not doing me any favors. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I got nobody here saying, "Hey, are you almost done with that?"
See, you've got the life where you could live in sweatpants. You don't have anybody telling you, you gonna wash those things? No, I just do.
Doug, let me tell you, it's a lonely life. It's very lonely.
Well, it doesn't help that you're in Bemidji either. So.
No, I ain't moving though. I love it here. I love it. I kicked the flow tube for the last time last weekend.
Boy, I got out Sunday for the last time. So,
yeah.
Especially since my motor took a shit. I don't know what's wrong with that, but I think there's a seal somewhere. Something's not good. Yeah.
No, that's not fun.
Never had a problem with it, and then all of a sudden it would get above about 15 miles an hour for about 30 seconds, and it would start beeping at you. And if you didn't back off, you'd get a pop, pop, pop type of sound, and the motor would fucking shake. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it ran fine out, slow it down, runs fine. It's not like there was any knocking or anything. But then I noticed in the driveway, there's a little bit of oil coming out of the intake, the water intake. So I'm like, that can't be good.
No.
So yeah. So I'm done for the year, which I was planning on being done anyway. But
yeah. Well, I have both problems too. I thought I had fixed the leak in the old float tube, and apparently I did not. So that was something similar to except my outboard motor is still kicking. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, you can just buy a new bladder for that or something, can't you?
Yeah, they come in sets. And I was like, I was all like, I'll order it tonight when I get home. And then I'm like, dude, the water is like under 60 degrees up here. Like,
you're getting into Michael Thompson degrees for water temperature now.
Well, I have gone as late as Halloween weekend before.
Yeah. Without
waders and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm just gonna put her away. I'll order the bladders this winter. There'll be no like, we're out of stock or anything. They'll have them. They'll get here. I'm building a new deck for it. I'll be able to rig up the FLX 28 on there. Our buddy Matt Waldron's gonna help me out with that.
Nice.
I'm gonna have a custom transducer made.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then I'll be able to also still run that little Garmin unit for GPS and that kind of stuff and water temp. But yeah, so I've got little drawings and models and stuff going of things that are going to be built for it. So I'm stacking up the winter projects. I got some more fly tie and supply stuff in and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm getting set up for winter, and I'm actually kind of excited because, now that I'm 71 pounds down, I mean, I wonder if I'll be ice fishing a little bit more. Part of me thinks yes, because it'll be a little bit easier. The other part of me is thinking not as much because, dude, we got down to like 29 degrees a few mornings ago, and I was like, holy shit, I was cold all day. And
dude, I'm telling you, that has been the one thing that has noticed, like when it gets, it's been getting cold, I'm like, all right, it's officially hoodie season in the beginning of September.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm cold.
I think this winter.
I think I need that extra blanket on the bed tonight because it's supposed to get down chilly.
Yeah, this winter I think will be the first winter that I'll have to wear a winter jacket.
I might actually have to turn on the heating element in the Norfin suit this year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it'll be interesting. So I don't know. I'm hoping to maybe get out more than 4 times that I did last year.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm just going to keep it open-ended. I'm not going to try to set any goals or anything like that. I am going up to the river October 15th to do a little walleye fishing with the Crafty Man. So nice. looking forward to that. I already got my Rainy River box put together. I bought the smallest Plano box you can get, but it was just big enough that I could put 3/8 ounce jigs in there. I have 12 1/8 ounce jigs or 3/8 ounce jigs, various colors. That's it. That's the whole box.
And if you run out of stuff, I'm sure Crafty has more.
How could I run out of stuff?
I don't know.
They're walleyes.
Something. You're hooking to some sturgeon. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm running whatever, 40-pound braid, 10-pound braid, 10-pound braid. Yeah, that's what it is. 40-pound test. And it's just jigs. So,
right.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to spending the weekend up there with the old Crafty Man. That'll be fun. And I'm looking forward to putting that in the old journal too, man. That's been a lot of fun since I started that in April.
Yeah, you've been keeping up on it?
Absolutely. It's been, I've already looked back and read previous trips and stuff, that Ellen and I have done as far as fishing goes. And it's been really cool. And I've been keeping tabs on how many fish I've caught. I've gone out 19 times and I've caught 302 fish.
Nice.
It's been fun. It's been fun to do that. I got a little app that I labeled, I got bluegill, crappie, rock bass, pike, all that kind of stuff. And I just click it when I get one, and I'm kind of keeping track of bluegills over 9 inches or over 10 inches, something like that. That's been kind of fun.
There was supposed to be a new app, new journal app. When you catch a fish, that's as close as I'll get to saying the name of it, because I don't know if it's in existence or whatever, but there was supposed to be a new app that came out. I don't know what happened to it. It's still not out.
What was it supposed to do?
I don't know. It was like a fish catching journal.
Oh,
it had I saw a couple pictures and it had temperatures on there and weather and all. I don't know. It was like a big deal for a week, and then coming soon, and then it just nothing happened.
Fizzled out, huh?
Yeah. It's called a catch journal. What it was called, and I think there was couple big names, especially in the walleye world, that were part of it or associated with it or something. But I don't know. I've been paying attention every once in a while. Look at the Instagram page, and nothing's been posted. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I bought a blank journal. It's a dot grid journal, and I bought a cool fountain pen for it, and I've been writing by hand.
Nice.
I've done the digital stuff before, and it's cool because you can add pictures and all that stuff. And I never used a fishing specific journaling app. I just used day one, or I think it's called Day One. It's just a journaling app, but you can add photos and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. There's just something about just my own handwriting. And I'm going to try to fill this book up however many years it takes, and then I'll put that one away, and then I'll get a different one, and eventually I'll have them all in a box, and on my death paper I'll give this box to Ellen, and she can read about all my crazy dumb shit that I did fishing.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, we've all got our little things we do.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, hey, should we wrap this thing up, man? It's been an hour 30.
It's your show.
And change. Yeah, it's been fun catching up with you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're taking care of yourself, man. That's cool.
Yeah. And here's for the people that are listening, it like we said, it's simple. It's not easy. It's simple. Winter's coming, and we all put on weight during the winter. I'm not trying to be the, look at me and my 10 steps to lose weight. No, just it's simple. Just somebody out there I'm sure needs a little bit of push and motivation, and they've been thinking about it, and use me and Patrick as your motivation. Lose weight along with us. Not that I'm going to go posting all the time about it, but we're all getting older, and the food gets shittier in the stores. My God, it's amazing when you actually look at the stuff in stores, and it's just shit.
Yes.
Shit, more shit, and more shit. I'm like, good Lord. We all have seen it and heard it, and we know it, but it's like when you actually start paying attention to it, and you wake up and you go, every fucking end cap is just sugar this, sugar that, bad this, high fat that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is why we're fat. It's hard to find good food that tastes good. And I don't even give a shit about the price. That is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like, God damn, man.
That and serving sizes. That was a big thing for me. It was like, okay, I'll just do a serving size. And I'd look at it and be like, man, old Patrick was probably eating 4 serving sizes.
Well, they manipulate those serving sizes to make it look like it's not as bad for you.
Mm-hmm. But even 4 ounces of chicken,
but that's at least good for you.
Right. But that in itself, 4 ounces of chicken. Okay. I put that on a plate, and I'm like, okay, And then I think back to, well, geez, I can remember getting a bucket of KFC and eating, both legs and wing and breast. And holy shit, dude, that's a lot of chicken, even though chicken's good for you, but not in that amount.
Right. Well, it's like croutons, hilarious. A serving size of croutons, I think, is 2 tablespoons,
which isn't even close to a slice of bread.
But it's 2 tablespoons of croutons.
Mm-hmm.
How many croutons can you fit in a spoon?
It depends on the brand.
And is that crushed up croutons? Or is that like taking 2 croutons and putting them on a tablespoon?
It depends on the brand. I mean, you can get those little mini ones, or you can get those.
Well, no, these are normal sized croutons.
I've seen people crisp up sourdough slices and be like, "Boom, crouton."
Right. but it's just like so. There's only 14. There's only 50 calories and 2 tablespoons, right? Oh, 50 calories. That's not bad. Yeah, but when you throw on 48 croutons.
Right.
There you go. So they manipulate the shit out of it. The crumble cookie. Have you heard of that place, Crumble Cookies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the serving size and calories of that. They purposely manipulate it on the packaging. A serving size is like 250 calories. Right?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. 250 calories for the cookie. Awesome. Oh, no. Wait. Now go to the serving size. It's a quarter of the cookie.
Quarter of the cookie, yep.
How many people eat quarter of a fucking crumble cookie?
All right.
Nobody. So you just had 1,000 calories. Boom. Now that's why we're fat. So,
yeah, that was my
I'm not trying to be a preacher of this. I just I have been awoken to this myself.
Yeah, it's knowledge you've gained, man. I mean,
right. And I just want to spread out there that just cut back a little bit here and a little bit there. Get used to that. Cut back a little more, a little bit more. Take your time. And as long as you were smaller than you were a month ago, look long picture. Weigh yourself once a month. Don't weigh yourself every day. Weigh yourself once a month.
Yes.
Once a month on every 4th Sunday morning, wake up and weigh yourself and then see where you're at.
I do once a week. I don't do every day. Because you're right. It goes up and down and all that kind of stuff. But every Sunday morning, I weigh myself just to see. Just see if I'm headed still in the right direction.
I weigh myself twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening. And that's actually just literally the mind game of how much weight did I gain throughout the day? And then how much do I lose at night? I lose anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds at night, every night.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go to bed, I'm 214. If I'm 214, I know I'm going to wake up 211.
Yeah, I know.
212, 211. And I wake up, weigh myself, 212, 211.
Yeah. And it feels good, though.
Yeah, unless I did some extra exercising, like hopping on the bike for a couple hours or something like that, then you actually lose more weight.
Yeah.
Because you're not burning fat while you're working out. You're burning fat while you're sleeping. So that's why sleep is also important.
Oh, big time. And I'm terrible at it.
While you sleep. Yep. You burn it while you sleep. So you actually, the longer you sleep, the longer your body has to burn, which is all it's doing is recovering from the previous day and using what's in your body to recover. And it takes the fat and uses that to recover. So the longer you sleep, the more fat you burn. And the more you move, the more fat you burn. And the less you eat, the less shit it has to burn.
Right on.
So, yeah. But anyway, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. It's just a lot of shit that's worked for me. And I'm starting to look at this and listen to a lot of different types of people on it. And at the end of the day, calories in, calories burned.
That's it. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, dude.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of here.
To Patrick's weight loss channel.
Yeah.
Pat and Doug's gym time with Pat and Doug.
Dude, maybe this is a new segment on the Lone Angler. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just going to let it do whatever it wants to do, man. But no,
if you've been listening this far, make sure to subscribe to Patrick's podcast, please. Would love that.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would be cool. You know, I'll put out episodes here and there, and when I got good stuff, got fun stuff to talk about, we'll do it. But always a pleasure to chat with you, dude.
Appreciate
and I look forward. I'm pretty pumped up for Halloween weekend, man. The old virtual show is going to be fun.
Yep. Come on out and see us if you're in the area. The show at Adrenaline Sports Center is going on. So if you're going to head to that show only runs from 10 to 4 on Saturday and 10 to 2 on Sunday. So
yeah,
after you're done or before you go, come on over, say hi, get entered into win that Kishler custom rod. It's a nice rod. I haven't seen it yet, but everything he does is awesome. Truly awesome. It's a great rod. He knows what he's doing, makes just masterpieces.
Yeah.
So, and it's extremely functional. I mean, he just makes great works of art.
Yeah.
Catch
Alan, and he's a cool dude, man. He's got a big heart. He's a good guy.
Yep.
Yeah, and don't make fun of me at break time this year when I go down and spend money at the Fly Angler, okay?
Yeah.
Let's not do
that.
that.
That's another thing I'm going to see. That's another thing I'm going to have to do. Meal prep for those break times, those lunch and dinners.
That's right.
Here we go.
Poor Dale. Poor Dale has no idea what he's in for.
He can go to McDonald's by himself.
He's a big boy. He can handle it. All right, man.
All right.
Talk to you later, buddy. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Bye.